Hello, bright souls. Thanks for stopping by and spending time with me again. Really appreciate it. So, question for you. Can we talk poop? This is going to be an interesting video. I hope you enjoy it. So, the camera's shaking a little bit. So sorry. Try to get that to stop. There we go. So, basically, I think just about every dog owner knows this. About within 10 minutes after your dog eats a meal, your dog wants to go outside and poop. And even if your dog has done that, and you take your dog for a walk, that's another opportunity to go, to do some business. So that's what I believe a healthy elimination system looks like. Question for you. Do you poop after every meal? And if you exercise, do you poop after you exercise? I'm thinking the answer is probably no. Personal story for you. So, I used to go about every 3 days. That was my average. So about every 3 days I'd have a bowel movement. Not good. And I talked to different doctors about it, and I was given different advice. The number one piece of advice I got was that I needed to consume more water. Now, I may be kind of different in this category. I don't seem to meet a lot of people like me in this category here, but I actually love water. I love drinking water, and I've always drank a lot of water. But, following the doctor's advice, I started paying more attention to it, and I started to, try to increase the amount of water I was drinking every day. Well, that didn't help me very much with the frequency, but it did help with the consistency. So I was going about every 3 days, and it would be hard. I'd have to push and strain. I'd usually take some sort of reading material in with me because I knew it was going to be a while. And let's not talk about the smell. No, let's not talk about that. So by increasing the water, it did help with the texture, with the consistency. So it definitely was not as hard. So there was some improvement there. And the other piece of advice that I got was to increase my fiber through the use of supplements. Like, you know what they are. The different supplements you can buy in the market. I don't think I need to mention them by name. And that didn't really give me a whole lot of results. And to be honest, I probably wasn't taking enough of the supplement, of the powder, and I probably wasn't taking it as often as I should have been taking it. So that may be why I didn't really see a lot of improvement there, because that just wasn't really a whole lot of fun for me, to take those supplements. So I kind of basically just gave up. I kind of resigned myself to, this is just the way my body is. This is just the way it is for me. And I also kind of blamed it a little bit on some of the medications that I was taking because, or that I am still taking, because some of the many side effects that are listed, among them were constipation. So I kind of thought, well, maybe it's sort of like a medication thing too. Anyway, I started to increase my fruit consumption. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm talking really nice. So I've mentioned this in some other videos, but I really strive for 2 of my meals every day to be all fruit meals. And if I can go higher than that, I go higher than that. And basically just by increasing my fruit consumption, and I'm talking ripe, I'm talking sweet and juicy fruit, really delicious stuff. And ripe is the key. I've heard people say, oh, fruit's constipating. And I kind of look at them like, what? That hasn't been my experience. And what I realize is that a lot of people don't eat ripe fruit Bananas, for example, is a real culprit. A lot of people eat solid yellow, maybe even a little green on their banana. Well, your banana's not ripe. If your banana doesn't have those dark spots on it, it's not at its optimum. And so sure, if you don't eat ripe fruit, that's probably going to constipate you. So I'm talking ripe. I'm talking sweet and delicious. That's what I'm talking about. So I went from 3 a week to every day. Sometimes I miss a day, so sometimes I'll say I go 6 times a week. Sometimes I'll even go twice a day. It's rare to miss a day. It's rare to go twice a day. So, I just round it off and say, I go once a day, every day. Just by increasing my fruit. Oh, well, I should also say I basically replaced certain meals with fruit meals. So I decreased my meat and dairy. And I think that's key also, because I believe that meat and dairy are, I think they're constipating to the system. I think they do a whole bunch of other stuff to the system. I don't think they're the healthiest foods on the planet for us, but that's a whole nother video. But they're definitely constipating. At least that's been my experience. So, I'm going every day, but my goal is to go 2 to 3 times a day, every day. Yes, I want to be more like my pets, like my dogs. I have girls, dogs. I call them, or girls. I call them my girls, but they're my puppy dogs. They're my babies. Oh yeah, and the smell has improved. No more bad smell. Honest to God, no more bad smell. That's right. Dr. Jensen, Bernard Jensen, most famous for iridology, he said, and I wrote it down, the bowel is king. And also, Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. Enemas and colonics, they're all the rage now. I think people are really starting to get wise to the importance of colon health. And not just for your colon to avoid colon cancer and things like that, but just overall health. It really all stems from the bowels, and it really all stems from your gut. I think you might be laughing at me, you might be smiling, you might be shaking your head. But I think if you're honest with yourself and you examine your own movements, you'll probably come up lacking. You'll probably find that, yeah, you could be more regular, and that you could poop a little bit more often, that you could take a page from your dog's book. So, challenge. I want to challenge you to double your fruit intake every day. Double your fruit intake every day, or replace one meal every day with fruit. Breakfast is what I found to be the easiest to replace. So careful here, because I'm saying to eat a fruit meal. So if you normally eat, let's say 250 calories of oatmeal, with, some, milk or something like that. Let's say it's about 250 calories. You want to eat 250 calories worth of fruit. You don't want to replace your bowl of oatmeal with an apple. That's not what I'm saying. So figure out about how many calories you normally eat for breakfast, and then replace that with fruit. The same number of calories, but with fruit. If you have never done this, you'll be a little bit surprised at the volume of food that you have to eat. But that's important, because you want to eat enough food. You don't want to be starving, and you don't want to go hungry. You want it to hold you till your next meal, that sort of thing. So that's important. Do this for 30 days. I think you'll be satisfied with the results. I really do. Okay, so that was 10 minutes of talking about poop. Sorry, but I think it's an important subject and I wanted to share it with you. If you really like these videos, please go ahead and do the little like, on the video for me. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I'd really appreciate that. And then, be sure to stop by and talk with me again and leave your comments down below and watch these videos and just spend more time with me. So, I normally at this point say goodbye, but I'm going to say until next time, happy pooping!